everyone, this is IntuitiveEdge. Welcome once again to my channel. It's time to take a look at our month ahead for April 2021. So what we see this month, heading into this month, we have the Six of Swords. Kind of a sad card. It's a card of having to move on from difficulty or move into some uncertainty. And it's about letting go of expectation and just going with where things take you. This feels a little bit as though there are competing interests vying for our attention, trying to steer us off course. Now, on the position of what we don't see happening, I've got the Nine of Wands. This is a card of waiting, kind of biding your time, waiting until the right moment, having to kind of feel like you're holding the fort while things get put in their proper place. And it feels as though there's an energy of people or a force that is ready to move when the time is right. And it feels like they're getting their pieces in order and their positions in line for when that time is right to move and take action. And it feels like there's something drawing to a close, but they're waiting for the right time to move, the right time to act. The next is the Hidden Influence. Now, when I first saw this card, I was immediately drawn, this is the King of Pentacles, I was immediately drawn to his hand sitting on that pinnacle there, and I saw him like steering a ship. And like with this first card of this canoe, this ship kind of being out and feeling like we don't really see where we're going, and it felt like this is like he's steering this ship. And it's nice to see a king in that position. Kings being mastery, but also a kingly energy. I've had so much queen energy over the United States that it felt nice to have that solid king energy, because the queen energy that I've sensed and felt has not felt good. It hasn't felt right. So this has a nice feeling to it, and it kind of feels like it's behind the scenes, like it's okay, I've got this. I'm steering the ship. I know where I'm headed, and it's okay. And it feels like, as you see in this artwork here, those vines are kind of parting ahead of him, and his way is being cleared for him to steer through maybe some rough water, and to steer and to navigate into some better, smoother. It feels like it's smooth underneath. So what's coming to light? What is being revealed? Now, interesting card on this, we have the Devil card, Pan, the trickster, the shyster, the one who is finagling things behind the scenes and manipulating and trying to stay in the shadows and being the master manipulator he is. This is what is coming to light. So shenanigans are coming to light. Efforts that have been made to conceal. The vault is opening, and that is what is being revealed. That's what's coming to light. That's what is on the horizon, is light being shed. I think we're going to see more of that. More coming to light. Scandals. Things that people are trying to keep hidden. It's going to be really challenging because the energy is on exposure. The energy is on bringing those things out in the open. And when that energy is on you, it's extra work to try to keep things hidden. So those who are trying to keep things hidden or under wraps are going to have a really hard time doing so. They're going to have to work extra hard. and they may not be successful ultimately. So just as things are coming to light, there's also things that are fading away from view. So what is that? We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card of new beginnings, trying to get things going, and that is fading away. So we have this energy of bringing the occulted things to light, things that have been deliberately hidden, and things that have been tried to get started are actually fading away. And as you look at this card, you see this path here. The path, at the very end of the path, is a little opening in the gate there, but the vines are coming up and blocking the pathway. Something that has been tried to birth and get going is fading away. The next question is what we need to know and understand. I've got a messenger on this. We have the Page of Wands. And this page is looking off into what could either be a sunrise or a sunset. I take it as a sunrise since this is a messenger. And it feels as though this person's been standing waiting, maybe standing guard all night, and waiting for the sun to come up for a new day to begin. And he's been holding the fort, he's been holding the line, like this person here. Holding and waiting, and that wait, it looks like that sun is coming up, getting ready to shine the light of day, which is going to further expose what needs to be exposed from the trickster and what's been taking place there. That energy is coming up that is going to do the exposing. It feels as though these things have been set in motion. And just like we have to work with in the framework of the universal mind and work with the forces of nature, we have to allow that force to assist us as well. So what I mean by that is that those that have been patiently and diligently working behind the scenes to correct some of the wrongs that we have seen, they are having to work hard, yes, but it's kind of like you put in your effort, but then you also rely on the universal creative forces to come behind you and back you up. We're not alone unto ourselves. We're not fighting this battle alone. A lot of times when we say the scripture in Ephesians that talks about battling, forces that are beyond what we see in the natural, it's not just that we're having to fight them on our own. We rely on the help that the creative forces provide as we work within the framework of natural law and work within the framework of the universal mind to assist us and back us up. It's kind of like when you enter a raffle, or you put money in a raffle and somebody wealthy comes in and says that he'll match the donations. That's kind of how the universe works. We have to put our effort in, and then the universe comes along beside us and says, we'll match your effort as you work, as you do these things, we'll match you. And I feel that's where we're at. It's like we can go so far, and then the universe has to provide as well. And this is where we're getting back to. Learning to go with the flow of the universal framework that we volunteered to be in when we came here. The future outcome for this month, we have the Magician telling us both that there is a change coming, and also that we have what we need already to make it happen. We just have to put in the effort. And I think there are those that have been putting in a lot of effort to make some positive change, to expose light on corruption, for instance, to shed light on things that need to be exposed, to do work that gets people back involved again and not just sitting in the sidelines, so that everybody sees their part and what role that they play. We have the Magician card telling us that we have what we need, and it's up to us to do what we can and then trust that the universe has got our back and that the forces of good ultimately will overcome the darkness. That's where we have to be and understand. I don't think that controlling queen energy that I've sensed over the last several months, I don't think that energy is just going to dissipate and be gone this month. We may see maybe a last breath effort to retain or regain momentum or gain control. And so just be aware of that. I don't think that energy is done, but I do think that that energy will not ultimately win. We do have the Five of Cups underneath for this month, which is kind of a sad card, but it's also a card of hope. It's like you have to deal with what is and recognize what you have left and take up the pieces and rebuild again. There's going to be some rebuilding after everything. Whenever something is torn down, something new comes in its place. And that's the energy that we've been dealing with, is this destructive energy, but it makes way for the new to come in and be rebuilt. And it does feel like we have that capability with that Magician card to be able to create something better. But the key with this one, again, going back to this king, it really stuck out at me when I saw his hand there. Like, everything is going to be okay. We're going through a tough kind of time, but there are forces at work that are smoothing the path forward. It doesn't feel like it's ultimately going to be catastrophic. It feels as though somebody on the inside, somebody with knowledge, somebody with connections somehow is steering things. Perhaps it's just the energy of that, the energy the universe is providing, saying, we've got you, humanity, we've got you. It's okay. It's going to turn out okay. And this is about trust, that King of Pentacles, about trusting, being grounded, being rooted, and knowing that timing is everything, and that there is a new day on the horizon. And pages let us know, this card here, that there's action being taken behind the scenes that we may not know or be aware of at this time. And also telling us that more will be revealed, that we don't see everything coming yet. It's not the right time for everything to be out in the open, but just to know that the trickster is being exposed, and those who have done wrong, for instance, people perhaps in Arizona, with what's been happening down there, they are working really hard to get to the bottom of what happened in November with their election, and they're working hard. And there are forces that are working just as hard to keep it hidden, but the energy of this month is saying they're going to have to work really hard, because the energy of exposure is more prominent for this month than the energy of keeping things hidden is. So I think that's what I want to conclude for this month. We may see, as I said, we may see a resurgence of the queen energy that wants to take control, but the king energy is evening things out underneath and steering things through the murky waters. So just know that, okay? That's all I want to say for this month. Thank you once again for joining me, and we'll catch you next time on our next month ahead and on our week ahead. Join me over on Patreon. We're having fun over there. Do my week ahead, a peek at your week for my patrons over there. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for joining me. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.